Virtual Boys have been playing Nintendo since they were little. These 60-plus combined years of experience have made them experts in the field. Or at least, they sure think so. Join them this week as they talk about something from the wonderful world of Nintendo. You're listening to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things by Nintensity. This podcast is done by four friends that talk about anything and everything Nintendo. Check out the website at nintensity.com and be sure to follow us on social media. Be sure to subscribe and share the show with your friends. Oh, of course, enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Boys Podcast, a Nintendo podcast about Nintendo things. This is episode number 103, and I'm your host, David. This fight ain't over. I'm accompanied today with Jordan.
Get good!
Skylar.
Good God.
And James.
This is where history splits. I need to think carefully about this decision.
Nintendo needs to think carefully about their decisions, if you know what I mean.
Luckily, they can go back in time and fix it if needs be.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Can they?
You're rating historing us right now, James?
There's two timelines here.
Only two?
So why did we end up in the one where the Wii U stayed a thing? Huh? If Nintendo can go back in time and fix stuff... Come on.
Well,
you didn't want to know what happened in the other timelines.
World War III.
No, Jordan, are you telling me that they got Metroid Prime 4 before we did?
Yeah, but it sucked.
Will? Oh, okay.
They're sparing us.
They let Team Ninja take over the game again.
No. Yeah, we still have to do that other M episode, right?
No.
Why haven't we done that yet? Anyway, so this week's episode, we're going to be talking about we're at the halfway point of the year, so we're going to be talking about how we feel about the year so far, some of the ups and downs and all that good stuff, and what we're excited for as the year comes to a close. But before we get started, just want to remind you to check out our Patreon page. These episodes and our YouTube videos go up early as a reward for those that support us. Check that out at patreon.com/Nintensity, and come talk with us at our Discord at nintendo.city/Discord, where we talk about all sorts of Nintendo. Well, it's time for a half-year review. So let's start off with some highlights, some of the games and stuff that have come out this year, and just kind of give some brief thoughts about them, all right? The first one here on our list is Kirby All-Stars. Nintendo kind of...
It's Kirby Star Allies.
Oh my gosh, why did I say All-Stars?
I don't know why no one saw that. Oh, well.
Kirby Star Allies. Excuse me. That's staying in. I'm not editing that out. So anyway, Kirby Star Allies came out earlier this year, and it was a fun Kirby game. But what are your guys' thoughts on Kirby Star Allies?
I thought it was mediocre.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. I mean, it was good. It was relaxing fun, but kind of subpar compared to previous Kirby games.
It's a Kirby game. That's all I can say. I kind of would have expected it to run at 60 FPS or something, at least, just because it's Kirby. Like, I don't understand what made it so slow.
Oh, right. I forgot all the technical issues that they were having with that game.
Yeah,
they
couldn't load anything.
Loading screens in between stages. Yeah, it's a Kirby game. Like, you shouldn't be having these issues. But I enjoy it just because it's a Kirby game. But at the same time, Swole DDD only take you so far.
That was pretty great. No, not gonna lie.
I think the biggest problem is that they didn't try to explore any new ideas with this one like they have with most Kirby games.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, I guess the one new thing they did was so many past characters being playable, I guess. But even then, that's like...
But most of them are DLC, and I haven't, had any desire to go back to the game to play through with them. Yeah.
Marks, George.
Totally
Marks is great.
Is Marks out yet?
Yeah.
He's out. He was one of the first ones.
Marks is great. He's just a ball of destruction.
Well, maybe I'll have to turn it on again then.
Good. Yeah.
He's worth it. Him alone.
I feel like the game though should have been at least a $40 game, just because it feels like a 3DS Kirby game.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But-
I can see that argument.
So, oh well, poor Kirby. If you want to hear more of our thoughts about that, you should go listen to our episode where we talked about Kirby Star Allies. I don't remember what number it was. Oh, here it is, episode number 92. You can go listen to all of our thoughts about that. But as it stands right now, it was pretty mediocre. It's a Kirby game. Like, the scenery was beautiful. It's just lots of technical issues, and it just wasn't adventurous, I guess. The next game on our list is Mario Tennis Aces. I have yet to play this game because it came out literally last week as of this recording. So I'll let someone that's played it talk about it for a minute. Go for it.
I finished the story mode in like 2 hours.
You are so freaking good, Skylar. I hate you.
I'm sorry.
Leave now. You know
It's
what?
just-
No, I'm gonna leave. Goodbye.
Yo's footsteps.
I'm walking away.
Sorry. James.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Come back.
Go ahead.
It's Mario Tennis. I don't know what I was expecting from the story mode. Maybe something a little bit more fleshed out, but I was kind of shocked when it was over. And if you've played the DS tennis game, the 3DS tennis game, or anything, the mechanics really haven't changed too much, aside from the gimmick stuff that they added, like the special star shots and stuff.
That's not good. That didn't help redefine the meta.
No, it's just kind of annoying. And everybody's special shot does the same thing, so there's almost no point. And if you're playing any technical character, or not a tricky character, just play Boo. Because his trick shots are insane.
Actually, I hear Bowser Jr. is the character to play as right now.
Really? He's a defender.
Broken.
That's what I've been
broken.
hearing. Yeah, Bowser.
Yeah,
Jr. OP.
Bowser Jr. Defenders are just great all around, though. Like they will return anything. But yeah, if you want to play a tricky character, play Boo. Don't play Rosalina or anyone else. They're just kind of like whatever. I like the power. The power characters are really a lot of fun. Technical seems to be shafted pretty hard this time. Just from what I've played online and everything.
Now, do you guys like how the rackets break? Or is that really kind of a dumb feature?
I was gonna save my thoughts. Okay, well, so the rackets are fine. Like, so, I like how they have the durability, because then it teaches you to be, to get better. Like, you got to be precise with your timing. Granted, people have gotten so good that at a point it doesn't matter. But I have been like online, and I think I have the timing right, but I goof up on it or something like that, and it breaks my racket or something like that. So I think it does add a little bit, and while it is frustrating to get KO'd or something like that, it's once you are more accustomed to the mechanics and you're at a higher level, it doesn't really matter anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. The when you get like all 6 rackets or whatever, it's almost impossible to get completely knocked out. Like I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like in story mode, I didn't get knocked out once.
Yeah, but like, at the same time, like playing the game, like James was saying, when they do the power shot at you or something, it's if you got the timing down, you have it down almost.
Okay.
Like it's pretty difficult to lose that way if you have the timing down 100% of the time. And I've seen a lot of people who just, it doesn't even matter if you do your special shot, they'll return it from wherever.
Yeah.
It doesn't even
makes
matter.
sense.
I just like playing without the gimmicks, just the raw gameplay thing, because I feel like the gimmicks add a lot of cheese in the way you can get balls back and stuff.
Okay.
So with the story mode, I think that I was going in expecting like Xenoblade story or something like that. Like I definitely thought it was gonna be like the Game Boy Advance story mode, which it is similar, except it's not as like there's like the mystical being guy. I mean, they didn't really have that in the Game Boy Advance game, or did they? I can't entirely remember, but it's similar. So I was actually fine with the story mode, and the story mode took me a lot longer than 2 hours, which really surprised me, Skylar. They were able to do it. You just must be just naturally gifted.
Well, I played the 3DS game a lot, and the mechanics haven't changed. So
that's true. I haven't played a tennis game in a while, so
like,
that could be it.
Yeah, it was George, me, Jason, a few other people. We used to get together, we'd play tennis and street pass tennis and stuff.
Okay.
So I
wonder if there's some people who are really good at it.
Yeah, so it's easy to pick it up if you've played a lot of Mario Tennis.
I honestly forgot about that. my first thought was, there's Mario 3DS Tennis, and then you're like, oh, and I played a lot with Jordan. Like, oh, yeah.
I probably still have your Street Pass in the thing. I'm just saying. But
it's like Mario Kart 7 when we'd play Mario Kart 7. Like, that memory was erased from my mind for the longest time.
Oh, yeah. That Mario Kart 7 was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what kind of bugs me with this Mario Tennis game is, sure, they kind of have this cool, like James was talking about, this plot thing. They have some bad guy at the end, all that. But throughout the whole game, there's not like any unique Mario Mushroom Kingdom-esque stages in a way. Like nothing's named after it. Like they had with the GameCube Mario Tennis game, where you had Luigi's Mansion. Now it's just Mirage Mansion. Like you had a really cool desert theme. Isle Delfino was there. You had the WarioWare Factory. Tons of really cool stages. And this new tennis game, they have more than just one, like they did on the Wii U. They only had one stage, but it's like 5, and they're pretty generic. It just kind of bugs me.
I don't know why it would bug you, because it's definitely better than 1, but it could have been. I guess aesthetically it could have been more, but I actually was pleased with the places I was playing at. Although I hate the freaking ship one because of that mess. Like there was this one rally that you had to do, and the Koopa just uses that nonstop.
The Kamek just messes with that mast so much.
Oh gosh! But I did like how they try to mix up the levels a bit and the stages. Granted, they were minor changes, and I admit they're not all spectacular looking, but it's definitely better than just Court 1 kind of a thing.
Yeah. It's a step up from the Wii U for sure.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that the story mode is basically a great tutorial for online, because I felt like once I beat the game, I could play online competently, and that turned out to be true. I wasn't getting my butt kicked. I was actually one-on-one with some pretty good people, I think, and so that was great. There was a big wall in one point, and basically the game saying, "Kate, now you have to actually be good at this game in order to continue. You can't just like."
Waggle, button press, mash.
Yeah, right. You have to actually think and have some skill. So that I did. It was at first it was frustrating, but it did feel really good to get it done and then to see your progress and stuff like that.
Yeah. So. See, that Mario Tennis Aces, like you said, the story mode felt like a tutorial. It didn't really feel like its own. I don't know what to say. It just felt like a really long, prolonged tutorial for me. Playing through it.
Well, especially since it only took 2 hours and you already knew the mechanics.
Yeah.
Then yeah, for sure.
But I mean,
I guess
the plot could have been a little bit deeper. But and we didn't even unlock the costumes for the evil Luigi, Waluigi, and Wario. Yeah,
let's see, and there are some things need to prove. Like, can I get more prizes instead of these rackets that I can't use outside of the adventure? Can I get some costumes? Can I get? I don't know. I guess characters are coming if you beat tournaments and stuff like that. But
yeah, I thought that was interesting too, because I thought the game, when I went on the website, said that if you play through the story mode, you'll unlock characters in like free play, and I don't think I unlocked anyone.
No, you don't.
Those are all just online tournaments, which start in July. You get one in July, one in August, and one in September so far. But they're already programmed in the game too. That's what bugs me. So they're already there in the story mode.
Yeah, true.
They're there.
They're there, but it's not like you had to pay for them, like Fire Warriors DLC.
Which that was pretty bad. Yeah.
But I think I give Mario Tennis Aces an 8 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I enjoyed myself a lot, and it's a step up from Wii U. It's not a 9 out of 10, definitely not a 10 out of 10. Not a 9 out of 10. Like I said, there are improvements, but I had a great time. So,
What would you give it, Skylar?
I was thinking 6 or 7. Honestly, it's not everything I want out of a Mario Tennis game. Like, to me, I still think they're living below their potential.
I'm so surprised you don't like the mechanics. I find them really enjoyable, especially now that I know how to use them.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine and everything. It's just, it's not my preferred play style.
The game looks interesting. I'm thinking of maybe picking it up when I see like a Black Friday deal for $15 or something, but I don't think I want to pay full retail for this.
Yeah, I definitely don't. I've never been a fan of Mario Tennis, so
I loved Power Tennis.
Yeah, the GameCube.
I thought that was a lot of fun, but I do think Nintendo put a little too much effort in promoting this game. We had a whole direct around it, and it's like B tier, C tier Mario series. I don't know.
One other thing I'll mention that Skylar mentioned that I agree with is how all the power shots or special shots, whatever, while they have different animations, none of them are like different really. You know, they're all to just go really fast. Really strong shot.
Everybody aim at a corner and shoot it for it or whatever.
Right. So I kind of wish there was more variety in that way, and that would have made choosing a character even more important.
Because that variety was around in Mario Power Tennis, right?
Right.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
That you saying that kind of reminded me of that. So,
Yeah.
I think in that sense, that was a step back.
I think that's actually the reason that's kind of pushing me away from this game, to be honest. That there's no variety.
That's fair.
Characters.
Yeah, like in Mario Power Tennis back on the GameCube, they designed every character to play very differently, and they all had their own special moves. Like even Koopa had for his attack special, he would just do this nasty drop shot, where it would just like land right in front of the net on the other side, and the other person had to be like up close, or they couldn't even hit the thing.
That's terrible.
Or like you could be the shy guy, and he uses his spear to zap the ball, and you get electrocuted when you hit the ball. Like stuff like that. It was really cool, and now it's just everybody does the same thing, even though it looks different.
All right.
I like the direction they're going. It could be better, but I think this is a great step.
All right. Well, let's move on. So next on the list is Sushi Striker, another game that I'm actually interested in, but full retail, $50. Man, I wish Nintendo would utilize different price ranges for games a bit more often. Has anyone played this?
Sticklers on that. I have. I've beaten it. We talked about it last week, so I won't go to too many details. But I think it's worth the price. I found it very enjoyable. It's not necessarily the same thing over and over again. It mixes it up, and you do have to strategize which sushi sprites you use and stuff like that. I had a really good time.
How long is the game?
Well, this is me we're talking about, so usually everything is exaggerated, but I paid about, I think, 20 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and I didn't do all the post game stuff. There's still some post game or post end game, whatever stuff as well. So, yeah.
And it kept you entertained the entire 20 hours?
Yeah. I mean, there were some frustrating moments, and there were some like matches that I don't like this type of match, but got to do it anyway. But I was still entertained the whole time. Like I had a good time, and it's just quirky at the same time. Like you're just kind of like, why does this exist? But it's funny. It's charming in that sense.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like 9s and 10s cropping up.
Yeah, I think I give it a not a 10. I think I'd probably give it a 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it.
Man, now you've actually made me think about wanting to get it, like I haven't been interested. It just isn't something that looked interesting to me, but I don't know.
I think it's fun.
2 visits to all you can eat sushi or Sushi Striker.
Screw it. Let's just go to sushi.
Screw it. I want to eat sushi.
Sorry, James.
Whatever. It'd be fine. Do that way. I don't care.
Oh, great. Let's move on to the next one on our list, which is Detective Pikachu. I have not played this one, so I'll let someone else that's played it talk.
Why haven't I played this one yet?
Maybe because it's a baby's first Ace Attorney game.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Ouch. I just want the story. It just looks hilarious.
It is hilarious, and it's very charming. I really did enjoy it. I don't remember what score I gave it. Maybe I can't remember, but I enjoyed it. What are your thoughts, Skylar?
My brother Mason's played it. I haven't played it, but you know, just through him, like vicariously, yeah, he's really enjoyed the game. He likes this kind of style game where you go detectiving, you know, deducing stuff and whatnot. And he thought the cutscenes were really awesome, really cute, really adorable.
Yeah.
He liked them a lot, and that's coming from him who hasn't liked playing a mainline Pokemon game since Black and White. So he really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, it's an enjoyable time. I do think it's a little too simple at times, but again, it's geared toward a younger crowd, so I understand why.
Maybe I'll just wait for the movie then.
Maybe we'll see how accurate it is to the movie, but it's cool to see the Pokemon world because you have Pokemon from all the generations here and see them interact with people in the environment. And I do like this scenario, so it's a recommend. Just try it out.
Yeah, Mason's got that giant fat Detective Pikachu amiibo too. The thing is huge. And the perplexing thing is that they made it for the 3DS. Thing barely fits on the screen. It's so big.
Sliding it around. Trying to slide.
Does he have a 3DS XL or just a 3DS?
He's got the XL.
So does it even fit?
Oh, it fits, but barely.
Well, no, unlike the normal for 3DS.
I don't know. I've never tried it.
The original small 3DS didn't have an NFC reader.
Oh, that's right.
You had to get the adapter or get one of the newer 2DSs, which I don't think they made any small ones of that had the capabilities. Nah. I don't remember. Anyway,
not the important. New 2DS.
Yeah. So... cool. I'm glad to hear that it's a recommend for Detective Pikachu. Moving on to our indies on our list, we've got Hollow Knight, which came out not too long ago for the Nintendo Switch.
So there's a bunch of indies that came out this year. We're just focusing on a few that we've played. And Hollow Knight is easily the best one. I don't care what anyone says. It's the best game that was released on the Switch this year.
Celeste, excuse me.
Oh, George, you might have some people fighting with you with Celeste on that one.
Oh, I don't care.
I can't say anything. I haven't played Hollow Knight. So.
Hollow Knight is pure game design genius. So...
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. I'd say Celeste is pretty genius.
Hey, Jordan, aren't there like a ton of bugs or something everywhere in the game too?
You mean the actual characters of the game?
So buggy.
There's a lot of bugs.
So the Switch version does have a few bugs, but
sorry,
they're not. Well, there's a few game-breaking bugs, but they'll be patched out quick, and I haven't run into any of them. There is one funny bug though that if you kill an enemy with like multiple frames, they'll count as multiple deaths. And so there's an attack where you can send 16 worms out. And if you manage to kill the enemy with all 16 worms at the same time, it'll give you 16 times that much money on the Switch version.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
Cow.
So people have kind of exploited that one a bit.
Please patch.
But if you haven't heard, I think I talked about Hollow Knight earlier. This was one of the games I was holding out on for the Switch for so long, gave up, played it on PC, loved it, and then they finally announced it at E3.
Same day release.
Yeah, picked it up immediately and started. I went through a casual run of 100% and got that done in about. Well, I didn't get 100% yet. I think I'm at like 95 right now, but that took about 15 hours, and then. I'm doing a Steel Soul run right now. My third Steel Soul run. I accidentally screwed up twice already. Because in Steel Soul mode, if you die, your save file gets deleted.
Oh.
So it's a lot rougher, and I am not just like going. I'm not just going for just the main pieces you need. I'm also going for some of the extra stuff because it's fun. I like fighting certain bosses.
Dung Defender.
Yeah, Dung Defender. Who, if you've watched One Piece, is basically Senior Pink. But yeah, Hollow Knight.
Hard boiled.
Beautiful game. Art direction's beautiful. Sound direction's beautiful. I listen to the soundtrack on repeat when I'm studying.
Wow.
Story, lore, fantastic. Gameplay, fantastic. Everything about it is just a pure 10.
I need to pick it up. It's only $15 on the eShop, and I need a good indie platformer. It's right now. It's actually either that or Celeste, but
well, Hollow Knight is definitely worth the money. People average around 45 to 50 hours just their first playthrough.
Huh? Just for
just to beat the main quest, not even like 100% it.
Huh.
It's a long game. Everyone thinks that it's like, oh, it's an indie game that costs $15. It's probably like 10 to 15 hours. No, it's a full. It should be a full retail game.
Huh. Well, cool. I will pick it up. Maybe not this week, but I will because I have a million games to play. So let's move on to the next game in the indie list, which is Owlboy. Now, I don't have Owlboy on the Switch, but I do have it on Steam, and I love this game and its art style, and it's really beautiful and nice. It took them, I think, like 6 years or something to finally get this game completely made. But yeah, the story is really fun. I haven't finished it yet because I'm, a game jumper and kind of abandon ship and go to the next new shiny thing pretty quickly. But I highly recommend giving Owlboy a shot. I have no idea how it plays on the Switch, though. So, yeah. Jordan, were you the one that had been playing Owlboy on the Switch?
Yeah, so I watched my roommate play a bunch of it on PC. I wanted it on Switch because I like, with these kind of indie games, I want to be able to take them on the go. That's kind of the driving feature for the Nintendo Switch for me. Uh-huh. And so I had heard it was coming out for the Nintendo Switch, so I waited, and then I heard that there was a physical release coming out, but it was coming out later than the digital release, so I waited for that, and I finally picked it up, and I played probably about 2 hours. It hasn't been able to catch my attention quite yet, as much as I thought it would, but I just think that's just because I'm not in the mood, because it looks and feels like the kind of game that I would definitely enjoy.
Yeah, I sure think so, especially since you love platformers so much. So, I mean... And
then Hollow Knight came out, so...
Yeah, that would do it.
Hollow Knight.
But, yeah, if you're on the fence about Owlboy, I'd recommend giving it a shot. Like,
I've enjoyed what I've played so far. It's just I need to get more into it.
Okay.
Like, aesthetically, it's kind of like a Stardew Valley and a little bit of Celeste.
I don't see Stardew Valley in it at all.
Well, I mean, like the pixely, really artistic style.
Yeah, the art style.
Not the gameplay at all. No, I mean like the art style is very, it's like high quality pixel art and it's really good. So look into that one if you're curious. The next one on the list is Celeste. We got there.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, James, go for it.
Yeah, this one I picked up on a whim because when it came out, I just heard a lot of people talking about it, and this is where hype did the opposite effect for me, because usually sometimes the hype for a game kind of turns me off to it, but for some reason I just I got to play this, and I'm so glad I did. I'm not a great platformer person, but even then I enjoyed immensely this game, and I think it's because I wasn't punished as there wasn't much of a punishment for dying. It encouraged you to keep trying and to keep going for that strawberry or keep going for that secret or whatever, Yeah. And that's what I like. And it a lot of muscle memory, but what can I say? It's a lot of fun. And the scenarios that they give you are interesting, and there's a lot of like talk about mental illness and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. And then obviously the art design is just superb.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful pixel art, and the colors are just so vibrant and gorgeous. And I almost want to take a picture at every level. It was so great.
Yeah, the game was actually showcased at Summer Games Done Quick last night. That would be Wednesday, and I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't really want to spoil solutions to puzzles and stuff. But it was hype. It was awesome. Like, the game was built to be played fast if you know the mechanics well.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I love it when developers do that kind of stuff. It's like a Hat in Time, Jordan, except this is a 2D platformer instead of a 3D platformer in that way. So
it's definitely a game that I'm interested in, and a lot of people have been telling me I should try it out, but I just haven't gotten around to buying it.
Skylar, are you too full? Skylar, are you too full of 2D platformers to pick this one up, or does it interest you?
I might be right now. There's a couple different genres I've been tired of at the moment. And obviously, platforming is one of them right now. I haven't been playing too many platforming games, which I picked up Hollow Knight. I haven't gotten too far in it yet. I know it's Metroidvania and all, but there's a lot of jumping and stuff. So I just wanted a different experience this past little while. So I've been blasting through the Fallout games. But I mean,
I wouldn't really say Hollow Knight is a platformer. There are two areas that are kind of platformy, but it's much more Metroidvania boss rush than anything.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Cool. I'll probably get around to it at some point. I play through all my games at some point. So.
I think you'll really like Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I think I've gotten pretty. I got the map and a few other things. I'm not too much into it, not 15 or whatever hours that you put into it for sure. But I'm probably.
You got through the first area. There's about 10, 12 of them.
Yeah,
you've got a lot more to go.
I think you'll like Celeste too. Just saying.
Celeste is good. I need to pick it up. My roommate has it, and he's been telling me just to play it on his Steam account, but I don't know.
Yeah, you might as well.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Well, cool.
Is it better than Super Meat Boy? It looks very Super Meat Boy-esque, but slower.
It is very Super Meat Boy-esque. I just like the visual style more in Celeste, and I don't know. I felt like it was more on my level. Whereas Super Meat Boy wasn't, or maybe a little too hard for me. Don't know.
Okay.
Just my thoughts.
I hear the bonus stuff in Celeste gets really hard, though.
No. That I cannot do that.
So the next indie is Fury. Fury? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Fury.
Okay.
So this was an indie port that we got around January of a 2016 game, and it kind of just got buried by everything going on with the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo didn't really promote it that much, but it is a phenomenal game. It's a boss rush to the fullest extent. The whole game is just boss rush. There's nothing else in there. But the bosses are very creative, very challenging and rewarding and fair. The music is spectacular. The story is gripping. It's just a phenomenal game all around, and it's not that expensive either. In fact, with the soundtrack, Fury, Hollow Knight, and Hat in Time are the 3 soundtracks right now that I've just been on loop for months.
Nice. Now, it does look like a lot of fun. I really dig the art style. Very cel shady, very expressive. Vibrant. Yeah, vibrant. So it's one that I've had my eye on for sure.
It looks almost like if Overwatch and Wind Waker had a baby and then turned up the contrast to 100.
Makes sense to me. Yeah, no, that does look accurate. So very cool. Should definitely take a look at that one. Well, let's move on to our next section, which is ports, games that were originally on different consoles that made their way to Switch. That are mostly first party. The first one on our list is Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, which I have played quite a bit of. There is so much to get through in this game. Like it can literally keep you busy for over 200 hours, like at least, if you want 100% this game. So if you need like some mindless game to just kind of, decompress to, Hyrule Warriors is kind of a good game to go for because it'll keep you busy for years. But
it's good fun.
yeah, it is a lot of fun. I had to step back and take a break from it because like it got really monotonous while I was on my trip in Europe. I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So I picked up a different game, but I still love it. Hyrule Warriors is a lot of fun. I still think it's better than Fire Emblem Warriors, but that's my opinion. So the Definitive Edition was a good touch. All of the DLC content is there. So again, even more stuff to keep you busy.
No, it's very true. I actually haven't got to play as much as because I still want to actually play more of this game. I'm still really enjoying it, but we just had other games coming out and releasing that I had to put my focus. I felt like I needed to put my focus elsewhere. But it's kind of one of these games I wanted, when I have some downtime, I want to pick up again.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So with the game finally being released, this one, can we finally stop having Hyrule Warriors in Nintendo Directs?
Well, I think we're done, right?
No,
finally?
No, guys, there's going to be a whole nother DLC pack. Duh. This is going to be the Breath of the Wild.
It's been like 5 years straight of it.
We already got the Breath of the Wild costumes. Can we just be good?
They're going to get a whole story built for it now.
Okay.
The money.
That's the last thing I need.
I'm so tired of hearing about Hyrule Warriors.
How can you be the definitive edition if you don't include all the DLC?
That's true. That is blasphemy. Don't do that.
No, I picked it up for like half off. Someone on eBay was selling it for $30. So
Nice.
I bought it.
I think you deserve it after buying it, 2 other times.
I played through the main story again. I mean, it feels. I just skipped through the plot now. By this point, I've been playing through it too much, and the plot kind of sucks. It just feels like fan fiction. So there you go.
The one part I can't handle, like I skip the cutscenes, but I also really hate the spoken text that happens before and after every battle too. And it's like, you're just giving me a summary of what just happened again and telling me where I'm going next. Like, I don't need that, and it's really boring. But
It's from some what do you call it? Announcer that's just over dramatizing every syllable.
Link and Lana decided, and it's like, okay, stop.
Skip.
All right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good game. I think gameplay wise, Fire Emblem Warriors might be a little bit better, but I like what they did more with the Zelda universe in this game than they did with the Fire Emblem universe. They actually included, every game now, so that's nice.
My thoughts, pretty much exactly.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for that 3-game show of Fire Emblem Warriors.
They just kept refining it, that's why we kept getting more. They're like, come on, Zelda community, we gotta milk you for all you're worth. So anyway, that's Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. Next on our list of ports is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which I think was an excellent port, and I'm very glad I picked up. Been a lot of fun. Good to have the game on the go, so I don't have to just sit and play a platformer like this. I can go at it in chunks.
So
I don't feel bad.
I thought that, but I have a really hard time playing this game in handheld mode. The frame rate just feels like it takes a steep dive, and then it's just really hard for me to have like my rhythm going with this when I'm so used to the better frame rate in the docked mode.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That makes sense. I guess I haven't played it as much handheld as I have docked, so maybe I just haven't noticed it enough.
Well, that's really interesting because I mostly played it in handheld, and honestly, there was times where I'd be playing it docked, and I'm like, okay, I need to play this handheld, and then I play it and I get through the level when I'm playing it handheld. That is so interesting. I didn't notice the frame drops, but yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I primarily played in handheld mode as well.
Huh.
So I don't know.
Game's beautiful though.
Yes,
really fun.
Absolutely.
I loved it on the Wii U. I love it here. Yeah, it's great.
I mean, we brought this up when we last talked about it, but I do wish that it wasn't the $60 price on the Switch when it wasn't even $60 originally on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's scummy.
It's a port. But whatever.
I disagree.
I think it should have been $30.
Disagree.
What did they do to justify the $60 price tag this time around?
It's still an amazing game.
It's on the Switch.
But they increased the price. It was $50 on release.
I don't think it should have been $50 in the first place.
I don't know.
All I know is I got it for free on the Wii U.
Fair enough.
They were just giving that game away, and I guess paying $60 is like recompense.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the argument that it is more overpriced because it was $50. I'm just of the mindset that a beautiful game like this, that for me was a $60 experience, it kind of got gypped when it was only $50, you know? But that's my weird thoughts.
No, that's okay. I understand. So the next game on our list of ports is Bayonetta 1 and 2 being ported to the Switch. I love the heck out of these games because I didn't get to play them on the Wii U. I bought them, but again, I didn't have my own Wii U, so I didn't really play through them. But I played through them on the Switch and had an excellent time. Both are excellent, fabulous games, and I am super excited for Bayonetta 3. Bring it to me, Nintendo, please.
I still need to play these.
Did you buy them?
Yeah, I bought it on Wii U. I bought it release date for Wii U, and then just have never gotten around to it.
Whoa.
So I have both games. I don't think I'm going to get it for Switch, though. I think I'm just going to play it on Wii U.
Well, I mean, that's fair. You bought it on the Wii U. Yeah. I haven't played them. But
I think I sold my Wii U copy probably like a week or two before the Switch version came out. And then I just played through it on the Switch version.
Well, the funny thing is I had 3 friends borrow the copy from me so far. So all my friends have been able to play it, but not me.
Well, because you keep letting them take it.
Yeah.
You should definitely play through them, though. I think you'd like them.
Yeah.
The action's really fun. And when you get those combos down and finally beat some of the hard bosses, you feel so good. It's excellent. Absolutely loved it.
It really is. 2 is amazing. One of the best games ever made.
Yeah. 2 is a lot better than 1, even though when you play the 1 the first time, you're like, how do they make this better? And then you play 2, it's like, this is how. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Just makes me super excited for 3, like, because they're probably going to do something to build on it.
They got a lot to live up to, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Bayonetta 1 and 2. Next on our list is Radiant Historia Perfect Chronology.
Ooh, boy, I love this game. I guess it's more of a remake than a port, but it's definitely one of my favorite games ever made. It is that good of a gameplay story experience, and I love it. I guess I'll talk about it later. I've talked about it a lot.
No, I haven't played it. It's been on my radar. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know. I just have so many games that I just haven't finished.
I understand. Skylar, did you end up picking it up yet?
No, I haven't picked it up yet. Honestly, by this point, I'm just kind of like turned off right now on JRPGs for a little bit. I don't know what it is. Stats and grinding don't sound good to me right now. I just been playing a lot of action games. Full throttle. But when I get back into the mood of RPG mode, maybe I'll snag it.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool. Now we'll move into DLC. That's been a highlight, and the one that we have on our list is Octo Expansion, which I absolutely fell in love with. The aesthetic just got me super hyped as soon as we saw it, and so I purchased it quite a while ago, and I've just really, really loved this DLC. The level challenges are crafted specifically for the weapons that you get to use, offering, some slightly easier options for certain weapons and absolute beasts of challenges with other weapons in the same exact level. The remixed bosses are really fun, even though one of them is kind of meh. And the secret boss fight, I was so into it that I went 2.5 hours straight just fighting it, trying to beat it. I'm not going to spoil anything about the fight, but it was so good.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's
that's brutal.
It's pretty dumb how long it takes.
Yeah, but it was so fun. I just was glued to the screen. I would not leave. My hands started cramping up from playing, but it was so good, and I'm so glad I beat that secret boss. It was fun. So Octo Expansion, excellent addition to Splatoon 2. Gives you that, what you feel like you need for, the challenge of using the different weapons and having fun little stages to try all that out.
I think this is how you do paid DLC. I really do. That they did a phenomenal job with it so far. I haven't finished it, obviously, but I'm enjoying it immensely. immensely, and I'm close, but so I feel I can give a pretty fair assessment. Yeah, and the like David said, the challenge is there. It was really quite a bright spot for Splatoon when it was not as relevant as it was last year at this time, obviously. But it just basically brought it back into the spotlight, and rightfully so.
Yeah, it's been really funny for me reading some of the comments that people have been posting, just complaining about how much all these noobs came back online due to the Octo expansion.
Sorry, I missed that. What?
So like a bunch of people have been just complaining about how these noobs are coming back for the Octo expansion now, and so like they're just flooding the ranked matches, and everybody's complaining that they've been dropping ranks because of noobs.
Yeah, and they've also been complaining about Splatfest. Like the latest Splatfest, Marina won the popular vote by like 73% to 27% or something like that. Something crazy, ridiculous. But Pearl won the Splatfest overall because there were so few players on her side that the actual matchups that counted, most of them were won by Team Pearl. So, Team Marina, they were all fighting each other. It was 2%, but it was still enough for them to pull off a win in both of those categories. So that made a lot of people really salty because it was like all the noobs are like, I want to choose the cute Octoling. And it's like, no, you need to.
No, they didn't choose. They would choose the OJ because babies don't drink pulp.
What?
I love pulp.
Yeah.
I think I picked no pulp. I didn't really have an opinion for this one though. I didn't even play the Splatfest, so I didn't even bother. I was like, I'm on right now. I might as well vote for a side and then never put the game back in.
Wait, did we just do the same thing? I think we did the same thing.
Oh my gosh. I was like, but I mean, the Octo expansion got me to play it for a little bit. I didn't actually go online with the Octo expansion. I just haven't bothered.
Yeah, me too.
Well, online's still broken. That's the thing that frustrates me. They've had a year now and they haven't fixed anything.
Yeah. It's still peer to peer, and you get people that drop like flies, and it drives me insane.
And it's a pain in the ass to try and get a group going together.
Yeah, and with some of these like defend the point fights in the Octo expansion, like the Octoling AI has been improved immensely since Splatoon 1, and it drives me insane that Nintendo can't figure out how to like turn it on when there's a drop or something, so that at least you have somebody that's at least trying to shoot or cover terrain for you on your team. Yeah, it's like, come on, you can do that for us, please.
So true.
But because it becomes such a huge disadvantage when somebody disconnects. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I loved Octo expansion. Everybody's playing as an Octoling right now online, unless they're like level 5 or something. But no, it's great. It's great. Awesome expansion. So let's go into our favorite game this year so far, or favorite thing that's happened this year. Jordan, why don't you kick us off?
So it's probably no surprise that so far my favorite game that has been released on the Nintendo Switch is Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight.
Sorry.
Bugs,
pinnacle of game design. It would have, if I had played it last year, it would have been on my list of 10s. Like there were so many 10s last year.
That's true. That's true.
The developers were so funny when watching the Treehouse. When I was watching the Treehouse Live event, they're just like, "Yeah, Hollow Knight bugs are easy to draw. Just a circle, you put some lines, boom, got a bug. Easy character design." I thought it was so funny. He's like, "Obviously, we went a little bit beyond that, though. But I mean, that's basically what it came down to." And it was so funny. This game was just made for Jordan, like 100%. Bugs, Metroidvania. Hard as nails, Dark Souls bosses, boom. You got it. You got George hooked.
Yeah. So that's Hollow Knight for Jordan. My favorite game / thing this year so far has been Octo expansion. Like I said just a few minutes ago, it had me hooked, even with how long it took me to beat that secret boss. Absolutely loved it. I'm very happy to be able to switch between an Inkling and an Octoling in ranked battles, and it's wonderful. Absolutely loved it. So, James, what was yours?
So, definitely Radiant Historia, Perfect Chronology. Just an amazing JRPG experience. Wonderful storytelling. Great gameplay mechanics. When JRPGs sometimes they're combat isn't that great. This is definitely an exception to that rule. It's rather enjoyable and strategical in a sense, and I like it.
Well, I'm gonna go with Kirby Star Allies just because.
Man,
that's like
nothing else.
I don't really like. I don't know. From like the new experiences I played this year, I haven't even played through all the way through Hollow Knight. Kirby Star Allies is pretty much it. I played through the alternate character path or whatever it is, like, I don't know, 17, 18 times. Finished a bunch of the different bosses with all the characters and stuff. Like, I had a good time doing it. It just reminded me a lot of Kirby Superstar, even if the frame rate sucks. And I got to play with other people, which was nice.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Skylar's a really big Kirby fan. Always has been.
But Robobot all the way.
Robobot.
Yeah, Robobot.
They actually did new things with that, and the score was new too. This one, they kind of recycle a lot of old tracks, or they remix a couple of them.
Yeah. And we said this back during the Kirby Star Allies review, but this game is such like a celebration of Kirby when it doesn't need to be. It's not like any sort of milestone for Kirby.
No.
It's just like, all right, we have all these songs that we're repeating and all these characters coming back, and yeah, it's cool. But awesome. So those are our highlights from the year so far, but we can look forward to the future, to some of the games that are coming out later this year. We'll talk about some of these for a few minutes just to kind of, hype you up, or maybe be like, we don't really care too much. But let's go with the first one, the most obvious one.
So let's just list them all, and then anything that anyone's interested in, we'll just talk about.
Okay, good.
So going down the list,
Coming
out later this year, we've got Smash Bros. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Project Octopath, Xenoblade 2 DLC, Super Mario Party, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Okami HD, Wolfenstein 2, Mega Man 11, Crash Bandicoot HD, and Dark Souls, the remake or whatever it's called. Remastered, yeah.
Also the Donkey Kong Rabbids expansion or DLC.
Right, so that's already come out, but I don't think any of us have played that yet.
No.
Which is why it wasn't mentioned in the DLC.
I haven't bought the DLC yet. Ubisoft has all these sales for the like the combination pack between the game and the DLC, but they never have the DLC on sale.
And then I guess is Starlink coming out this year?
Oh, yes. Starlink is coming out this year. Forgot to mention that one.
So those are the games that kind of seem interesting to us going forward, but
Chronicles 4. That's another. Sorry, because there's so many games. Okay, sorry.
I have that one pre-ordered. Fire Emblem, and being in the combat. That's pretty great for me. I like that.
It's great. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
So I was just gonna say, what games do you guys find most interesting coming down the pipeline?
Clearly Smash Brothers Ultimate, but we have a whole episode planned for that one. Other than that, I just want to mention Project Octopath and
Octopath Traveler.
Or Octopath Traveler. I'm sorry, I just keep reading off of the list. Whatever's written on the page is what comes out of my mouth. But Octopath Traveler and Xenoblade 2, those are the ones that definitely interest me the most beyond Smash Bros. Simply because I love a good RPG, and Xenoblade is excellent and looks great. So that's what I'm most interested in. So just thought I'd get that out there.
The last half of 2018, honestly, is packed. It is packed for me. July. Starting with the mid-June on, like there's almost going to be a game every week to play for me. It is that astounding. Like I can't. Oh gosh, it's crazy. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm obviously not gonna be able to play them all. But I'm gonna try as hard as I can. And obviously, like David said, the Xenoblade 2 DLC and Octopath Traveler are going to be amazing. Then we got Shining Residence, Valkyria Chronicles 4, My Heroes 1 Justice. There's just so much coming out. And it's not just Nintendo, which is great. Granted, I do want my Nintendo IPs. Don't get me wrong. And I'm great. In November, we have Pokemon, and December Smash Bros. That's going to be great, like cap it all off. But in what was, I guess can be deemed a kind of lackluster first half of the year, honestly, the second half is looking pretty bomb.
Smash Bros. Is all I need.
It's kind of the opposite for me. I look at this list and it looks pretty mediocre, to be honest. The only stuff I'm interested in is Smash Bros. I might pick up Super Mario Party, but it's not like a game I'm excited for. Like there's a few games that I'll pick up, but they're not games that kind of get my blood boiling or ready to go. Nothing. They're all just games that I'll pick up because there's nothing else to play at that time.
What about Mega Man 11?
That makes sense.
So Mega Man 11, I don't know about that one, to be honest. There's something about it that just rubs me the wrong way. Really? I don't know if it's just too slow. I can't put my finger on it, but it just
great.
It screams Mega Man 8 to me.
Uh-oh.
Or Sonic the Hedgehog 4. It feels like or looks like kind of a return to the roots solely because of marketing and not because they're actually doing a real good job about it. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just very skeptical for whatever reason, very skeptical about this game.
Wasn't Mega Man 10 pixelated?
Yeah. Mega Man 10 was great.
Mega Man 9 and 10 went back to the 8-bit Mega Man design.
Huh. So
it might just be the animations. I don't know what it is. I watched the trailer a few times, but I'm just not really interested yet. And that's weird because I'm a big Mega Man fan. I've played all of them.
I guess I've never finished a Mega Man game. I've played them, but they do get quite difficult for me. But I will say I thought Mega Man 11 played really well, and it seemed really enjoyable. And there are difficulty changes, so maybe that could help. I don't know. I really think it's going to be good, but I could be wrong.
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm picking it up. It's only $30 too, so it's a new game. Planning on picking it up. It looks good.
Yeah, I'll pick it up. I don't know, something about it.
The still frame art got me for a while, but then I looked at it in motion and it looked all right.
Well, cool. So those are the games that we're looking forward to as we progress throughout the rest of the year.
We didn't let Skylar go.
He said Smash Bros is all he needed.
That's okay. That's all I need, baby. Just give me some Smash Bros. We're all good.
I didn't forget about you.
I got my snack back. We're all good.
That's all that matters. You can throw bombs and set bombs at us.
Set bombs. It'll be great. And then make people mad when they step on the one random mine. Mason's gonna hate me.
Everyone's gonna hate you. All right. Well, let's give a score to review the year so far. I'll give mine first. I give the year a 6 out of 10. Not awesome, but not too bad. Some really fun stuff. Octo Expansion was a shining light for me, for sure. How about who wants to go next?
So I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. I feel like we're in a dry season for Nintendo. It's the year of ports. But I'm not too upset about that because even like all the way back in December, I was saying this was going to be a year of a dry season or a drought of some sort. I don't think it's quite a drought, but it is a dry season. There's not a lot of real good new content coming out.
Well, yeah, I went along with a 5 too. It just feels average. Like it feels like an average year. It's like right down the middle. Which
feels weird because this is a year that Smash Bros is coming out, but because Smash Bros is coming out so late in the year, it almost feels like a 2019 game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
And it's coming
Let's
out.
Go Pikachu kind of negates Smash Bros because it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of guess I'm a little different on this. Like, so going into this year, I expected, this is not gonna be that great. It'll be okay of a year, and that's been true. I mean, we haven't got like the big titles that a lot of us were expecting. You know, particularly Fire Emblem. I was expecting that to be released this year, but it's not happening. But as I went on, aside for like maybe around Kirby Star Allies and after, like there wasn't a whole lot to play. And in January, obviously, but from then on, I feel like I had a game to play almost every week, and there was just so much to consume. I was really satisfied. Granted, some of them were ports, so I guess if you played a lot of the Wii U, then it would have been an issue. But I also had games I had played on the 3DS that were great. And, we were going over some of his new games. I really enjoyed them all. So for me, it's a 7 out of 10. Like I think it's been a good year. Not great, and we're not phenomenal like last year, but it's a lot better than 2016 and 2015.
Yeah, but 2016 that wasn't even a drought. That was a famine. People were dying.
Something worse than the famine because that's what it was. It was worse than the famine. It was terrible.
Yeah,
Apocalypse?
it was really bad.
I don't want to call it, but
the most
2016 was looking like the end of Nintendo. That was
yeah, pretty much.
What was it? We had Star Fox Guard in our top 10 list that year.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, and Star Fox Guard was higher for me than Star Fox Zero. So, and Star Fox Zero was more anticipated for me. So,
yeah.
I mean, we did get Robobot that year, so
I'm grateful we're not having another 2016. But man, does it feel painful going back to an average Nintendo year after 2017, where we had Sonic Mania, Mario Odyssey, and Zelda Breath of the Wild. And then even off of Nintendo, there was Hat in Time and Hollow Knight and all these 10 out of 10 amazing, beautiful games. And this year it's kind of like,
Yeah, I agree.
The last few years.
There really isn't a 10 out of 10, although I rated Historia, but I do agree that it wasn't as good as last year. It's hard to follow up last year.
It's been giving me some breathing room and some catch up time.
Yeah, I can even catch up on a couple years ago's games.
Well,
with my PlayStation,
I was trying to catch up, but I've kind of been failing at that lately. I think the rest of the year it's just going to be not catch up, build up my gaming library more, like my backlog.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff to look forward to, but it's still kind of a meg year. If you average our 2 5s, a 6, and a 7, we get an average of 5.8 out of 10. So above average for the year.
Slightly.
So that's our 2018 January to the end of June review.
The mid-year review.
Mid-year review. That's a good word. There we go. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. So now let's jump into what we've been playing this week. We talked about all the stuff that I've been playing about pretty much. Cleared Octo expansion 100%, or not 100%. Got all of the mem cakes. Still have to clear it with all of the different individual weapons, but I'm slowly working through that. It's been excellent. Loved it. And I've been playing through Kingdom Hearts, and I'm on, the final area, final boss. And when that's done, I'm going to move on to the next Kingdom Hearts game in the saga. I love Kingdom Hearts. I do. I don't know why. I've always loved it, but I have. So
I think nostalgia has not to say it's bad or that's a bad thing or anything, but definitely nostalgia.
Yeah, probably.
My roommate bought the collection edition or whatever, and I watched him play Kingdom Hearts 1, and I thought, maybe I'll skip 1 and go to 2.
One is super clunky, and if you've watched him play through it, you've got the story you need from it.
Yeah. Apparently there's a card game. Maybe I'll play that one first.
The card one's actually really good because you get to stack your deck how you want it with certain abilities. That's a Chain of Memories.
And you know me, I love my cards.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that one is it takes place between 1 and 2, and it deals a lot with Sora's memories of Kingdom Hearts 1, so you actually kind of get the gist of what went down in Kingdom Hearts 1 in that game with a lot of extra stuff.
A bit of a tangent, but speaking about card games and video games, I really wish they would put like the Pokemon trading card game in a Pokemon game. So sort of as a side thing, sort of like Gwent and Witcher. But like you have your decks going around, and then sometimes you can go to an NPC and be like, I just want to play a game of Pokemon, and have like the original Pokemon trading cards.
That'd be cool.
That would be
so
great.
Cool.
Let's Go Pikachu.
That sounds like the trading card game back on the Game Boy.
I love that game.
Bring that back as like some sort of extra thing for Let's Go Pikachu.
But
whatever.
That would be
great. Been a great thing to put into the remake if it was you also got the original Pokemon trading cards.
We have all these Pokemon spin-offs, but why don't we have another Pokemon card game spin-off?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or why don't we even have the client for the trading card game on the Switch? But
right,
whatever.
because it is online and you can totally play and buy packs online.
Maybe it's a Game Freak thing.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, well. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. Lots of Kingdom Hearts and Splatoon. So, James.
I've been obviously playing Aces, but I won't talk about that because I just did. And then Octo expansion. One last thing I'll say about that is I had another I had a moment on the train. Okay, guys, it was very moving. No, I was playing the game with the gyro as I play, and I just like, man, it works so well. Like I was just really moved by that, and
gyro puns.
Yeah. So, and I'm just it just amazes me how a game can play this good with that, and how far we've come, and it feels very natural.
I agree. I really like having the gyro controls on for Splatoon. I feel like I can react faster with it, and it's just natural to move my hands with how I aim. But I know motion controls aren't for everybody, so you play how you like.
Yeah.
So
I've been playing Hollow Knight. Surprise, surprise.
Oh yeah?
What?
Sure.
I finished through my casual run. Well, I'm still doing like all the DLC stuff. And then I started a few Steel Soul runs trying to get through Steel Soul because it is my dream to get through Steel Soul without scum saves. One day. It's really hard. It's so punishing. There's a few bosses that straight up just terrify me for getting to right now. But and then in my casual run, I'm doing the DLC. I got to Nightmare King Grimm, who is just kicking my butt. I've been playing for maybe an hour so far, trying to beat him. And I got through the first phase. I suspect there's 3.
Oh my.
You madman.
It's hard because all the damage he does is double. You lose 2 badge slots, so you're down 2 badge slots from what you normally have. And he's just ruthlessly fast. You have to be quick on your feet. He does not wait for you to collect yourself after each attack. He just digs into you, and every hit is crippling because of how much damage it does. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Screaming at my TV.
Yeah, I know how that is.
Cool. Skylar, what have you been up to?
Well, me and Evan have both been playing some more Stardew Valley. He's my little brother. We've been playing some Stardew Valley together, having a good time. I watch him play, watch me play, that kind of thing.
So did the multiplayer come out for the Switch?
No.
Oh.
I was telling him about it. He's like, oh, man, that would be so great. We could both play Stardew Valley at the same time. I was like, yeah, that'd be great. But it's been like 3 or 4 years since they announced. Or maybe.
Well, it came out on PC.
Oh, did it?
Form.
Oh.
Yeah. So I played a bit of it. It's actually pretty good. It just kind of drives me nuts because my roommate is basically living in my house because he's like, it's more convenient to go to your house to sleep. It's like, it's my bed. Get out.
Super funny.
The game kind of breaks down in difficulty, though, when you have that second person, because you just send one person to go mine and another person to take care of your vegetables, and you just rake in the dough because you share equipment and all that stuff. So money isn't as important, and it's easier to get.
That'd be awesome, though. You could play a quick game with someone else then.
Oh yeah,
that'd be great.
I think. So Adam and I both went into the mines to go mining. I think we got to floor 25 on our first run into the mines.
Holy crap.
And it was like day 7. So it's not like we even had that much time to prepare for it. It was just, the game's a lot easier when you have that second person.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, Stardew Valley, I'm still enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Better than the Harvest Moon games, I feel like. Just because you have that second aesthetic of fighting monsters and mining. Then playing Aces. I've been playing through the Wolfenstein series just on the PS4. My brother Mason purchased. all 3 of the games. I beat the first one now. I'm like more than halfway through the second one. I'll be playing Wolfenstein 2 pretty soon. Mason's like, I can't wait for Wolfenstein 2. I'm just going to buy it now. Basically. And he got all 3 games cheaper than it'll be on the Switch. Wolfenstein 2.
Wait, where did you buy it?
Just Amazon.
Oh, no, what system?
PS4.
Oh, you got PS4?
Yeah,
oh, cool.
Got a PS4, which Hat in Time's on there too. So gonna probably pick that up soon.
I need to pick that one up too. With my new PS4.
Yeah, and then I've been playing through Fallout New Vegas, cranked up my luck to 10, and went to town.
Yeah, that's the only way to play New Vegas, baby.
It was
clean
great.
out those casinos.
So I walked into a casino. They're like, turn over your guns or whatever. I'm like, oh heck no. Killed everyone in the casino. That was bad.
Oh no.
And then I still got to play the tables.
Okay. Good.
The only thing
just go to blackjack and just clean them out.
Oh yeah, I cleaned out both of the casinos in New Vegas. It was great, but
I think there's 7 casinos
in New Vegas.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Holy crap. Well, I mean, like, the ones in New Vegas itself.
Right. There's a few around about.
But yeah, I was like, you're not taking my weapons from me. That's ridiculous. Not in the Fallout world. There's no way I'm going to let that happen.
So I let them take my weapons. I don't know how far you are in the game, but
I beat
they
it.
did bad things to me. I was gullible for all their traps. I was like, oh, these people are trustworthy. And they're like, go in this room. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, no, shoot her. I'm like, ah. Yeah,
I beat the game, and, Mr. House is one of the main characters. But yeah. I tried to
Mr. House is a house, so.
Yeah, I tried to do most of the stuff that he told me because I wanted robots ruling the world. But I mean, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm ready for Fallout 4 now that I finished 3 in New Vegas. So yeah.
Yeah, I love all 3 of them for different reasons. I think you've probably seen there's a huge disparity between Fallout 3 and New Vegas. There's a lot of differences.
Fallout 3 feels like janky, Oblivion broken. I'm not a fan. But New Vegas kept glitching on me too. Like a lot of
they all glitch.
A lot of the computer monitors wouldn't even show up, and I was like, what the. What am I playing? Or like sometimes I would try to hack a terminal and the game would just crash.
I just think, I don't know. I kind of like the main quests a bit more in Fallout 3. And then Fallout New Vegas, I think, has the best side quests and story.
Yeah.
And then Fallout 4 has the best world.
I agree. But when I was playing through New Vegas, I'm like, it was just over all of a sudden. I'm like, wait, that was the ending? Yeah. I thought it was a side quest. Okay. All right. So that was good to me. But yeah, Fallout 3 is a little bit more defined in its quest plot. But I had more fun with New Vegas.
Liberty Prime is just the best part of the entire Fallout.
So die communists. It's so great. Mason was in the room for that. He's like, I want an action figure of Liberty Prime in my room with all of the crap it says because it's so funny. Liberty Prime
a good
quotes.
Communist is a dead communist.
Yes, it was so great. Oh my gosh, Liberty Prime is amazing. It's only a true American robot. But yeah, they're a lot of fun. They have their really good moments, and then they have their really janky, broken moments where you're very happy you have multiple save slots.
Yeah, save slots and fast travel.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that'll do it for us this week, folks. Before we end the episode, just like to thank you for joining us. Your support means a ton. And I'd like to shout out to Skylar, our co-host, for composing our intro music and outro music. He is a very talented dude. Check out his SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Skytar with a 5.
And I'd like to shout out to our patrons, Chris, Chase, Ratmvp, and MyEcho. Your support means a ton. If you want to support the show, head to patreon.com/NintenCity. If you want to get access to those episodes, head over to patreon.com/NintenCity now.
And I'd like to invite you to join our Discord community. We're trying to set up a fun place for people to visit and hang out. Head to nintendo.city/Discord to join us today. If you support us on Patreon, you get access to some special chats in our Discord as well.
And don't forget to check out our YouTube page. We've got some great content on there. We've got our Daisy versus Waluigi video and, a bunch of other really fun talk videos about characters in Smash Brothers. James actually made a very long video detailing his experience about E3. So check that out. And if you like what you see, give us a little subscribe. Also, thanks for tuning in to the Virtual Boys podcast this week. Doing so means a ton to us. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on iTunes and share the show with your friends. Please also be sure to check out our website at nintendcity.com where you can find news, show notes, and more. This week's show notes are at nintend.city/EP103. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See ya.
Goodbye, you good people.